Thank you, Asaph. Hey guys, welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I'm your host, Scott Ramf. There's Noel. Definitely Noel on the show today. And I gotta say, it's all about me. So if, I really want to do, while you're doing the whole, the theme song for the morning show, I mean, like, I wanted to do like a crazy, like, soap opera turn, like this. Isn't that how they work? Isn't that how it goes? Yeah. Well, today we have new programming. Noelle gave me her events, so I didn't have to do any work on events, so I'll just read the events as Noelle gave them to me. But also, I have some weather, so let's talk about weather today. So the weather, it is it's warmer downtown, but apparently this is from the international airport. So currently it is 32 degrees outside. That's 0 degrees Celsius for those of you who don't know. Today is gonna be partly sunny with a high of 38. I'm pretty sure it might be a little warmer, just because we live in an inversion, that kind of thing. But tonight you can have a 50% chance of snow, low of 29. And then Tuesday, things are gonna start really warming up, but unfortunately it's gonna be raining and snowing unless you like that kind of thing. And then by Wednesday, you can expect a 40% chance of snow. So it's gonna be snowing in the mountains, but probably just kind of wet here on the surface. All right, so anyways, how was your weekend, Asa?
My weekend was fine.
Oh, thanks, Asa.
I just did a little practice this weekend.
Cool. So we have some new programming as well, but before we get to our brand new programming, we have some Veterans Day stuff I want to show. So John Tester showed up at the Doughboy statue just off of the courthouse lawn, and he gave a little speech, but you can watch the whole speech on YouTube and video on demand on our MCAT at mcat.org, but I'll show you that right after this.
I want to introduce U.S. Senator from Montana, John Tester.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you, Dan. You're very kind. Well, thank you, Dan. Well, I guess I got bad news and good news. The bad news, I have to leave at 11:30. The good news is you know I'm not going to speak past 11:30. Look, Dan Gallagher, thank you very much for doing this. We very much appreciate your commitment to veterans and honoring our veterans. And I want to thank all of you folks that are here today to honor our veterans and recognize the sacrifices they've made to protect our freedoms. Time and again, when our nation is in need, Montanans answer the call to duty. So please take time today, and as far as that goes, every day, to send your thoughts and prayers to the National Guard's 190th and 219th units who remain deployed in Afghanistan and Kuwait, as well as the many other Montanans who are serving all over the world on active duty or in the reserves.
Okay, once in a lifetime, there is a brand new program that is happening exactly at the same time as this live show that's happening right now. So if you're tuning in to Wake Up Missoula, you can also tune into our channel 190, so you can go watch City Club, and they're talking about some Veterans Day stuff and about some things that really help veterans, especially in times of need and distress. So without further ado, here is the City Club, which is happening right now, and following the presidential lecture series, which is happening tonight at 7 p.m. So here is a little taste of what you guys can watch on MCAT tonight while you stay inside from all the cold.
Called the choice card. Okay. Choice card came into play August of 2014. It was developed based upon, there's a choice card. Okay. It was created on the issue of Phoenix with the manipulated wait times and how do we get veterans into care as soon as we can. So choice was created. If you live more than 40 miles away from the nearest VA facility, or your wait times are more than 30 days, you have the ability or the option, if you choose, to use your choice card and go out and use a provider who is signed up with HealthNet in that.
Richard Nixon was inaugurated in January 20th, 1969. And a month later, on February 24th, Kissinger, his national security advisor, and Kissinger's military aide, General Alexander Haig, met with the colonel in the Air Force, Ray Sinton, to begin the planning of Operation Menu, as the code name for the bombing of Cambodia was called. Menu had to be kept absolutely secret because Nixon, elected promising to end the conflict, feared the public backlash that an escalation of the war into Cambodia might provoke.
All right, we are back, and now we're here to talk about a little bit of social networking. So if you like our show, please like us on our Facebook page. But to find all our social media connections, you can go to our official website, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. So nice, we made you spell it out twice. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can also like us on MCAT's Twitter, MCAT TV Missoula. You can also like MCAT Missoula Community Access Television. You have to type out the whole thing to find it on our Facebook page, but if you do it, it's totally worth it. You can also go to mcat.org to find out new programs, our schedule. You can watch channel 189 and 190, especially on demand. So if you guys are impatient on watching new programs, you could watch it on our website, mcat.org, and you basically can see current and past programming, just not like future programming. Anyways, so let's do a little thing I like to call events. So let's talk a little bit about events. Asaph, let's have some like interesting, I don't know, music happening or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to mix it up a little bit because these are Noel's events as they are written. So if I do a terrible job, blame Noel. I got it. That's me singing. All right, so there is Family Fun Time at Mismo Gymnastics. I already messed it up. Let me start again. Family Fun Time at Mismo Gymnastics. Now even longer times on Mondays through Fridays. Spend time bonding, playing, and just having fun with your little ones. Family Fun Time is open for ages walking to 12 years of age, and they offer a supervised and safe environment full of obstacle courses, trampolines, and foam pits. So basically you do a bunch of flips and stuff and not get hurt. They also have like a parkour thing for kids who are like really into gymnastics, and to keep boys into gymnastics by calling it parkour. Anyways, there's preschool playgroup at Bidu Gymnastics. This is for walking to 5 years of age, so there's a whole cutoff of 7 years right after 5. So the class length is about an hour. It's $8 for drop-ins, $12 for siblings, and then preschool playgroup is a favorite for kids and parents alike. For playgroup, and their gym becomes a playground. All right, Moscow Monday. Oh man, Moscow Monday. I don't like reading on television. I just like to make it up as I go. So Moscow Monday is at 12 p.m. at Montgomery Distillery, and you can go on down, and it's their redistribution of their wealth. So every Monday, $1 from each cocktail sold will go to a different nonprofit organization in the Missoula area. So they do that every single week. So if you're a nonprofit, every year, about sometime in September, October, they get bids from nonprofits, and Missoula is not short of nonprofits. So in Bridge Group, if you want to do some bridge, not build a bridge, but play bridge, it's a card game. It's at 1 p.m. at the Missoula Senior Center, and the beginners/brush-up groups meet 1 p.m. Mondays at the Senior Center. And of course, Asaph, you played the Senior Center now and again. Yeah. So if you're lucky enough to see Asaph, be sure to say, hey, I know you from Wake Up Missoula, but mostly from Asaph Cafe, which airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. Mm-hmm. There's a little plug for Asaph's show.
Thank you.
And then there's Electronics Exploration later today at 3 p.m. It's at the Missoula Public Library. So if something, okay, I'm gonna tell you when there's something not happening at the Missoula Public Library, because that never happens. But if you want to learn about small electronics platforms like Arduino, Raspberry Pi, as in Pi, Snap Circuits, or Little Bits. Try them out during Electronics Exploration, and that's happening. People work on projects from 3 to 7 p.m. in the makerspace. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I mean, one of the things in the makerspace is like I try to make a 3D printing thing or whatever, just like a simple object, and it's like, well, it's gonna take about 6-7 hours. It's like, what? So yeah, that's kind of describing their makerspace. It's very interesting, but you just have to have a lot of patience, and you get to learn a couple new things in electronics. It's great. There's whole wheat pizza workshop at Taste Buds Kitchen. So Alex, those guys from Taste Buds Kitchen, we hope to have them on sometime this month. They're going to talk about elk jerky curing or elk meat curing. Yeah, I mean, I'll get them on. They'll have a little segment on elk meat. So Raising the Dead later today at 5 p.m. at the Top Hat. They do live recorded shows of the Grateful Dead, kind of like live to tape. So if you see us on YouTube, that's basically compared to the Grateful Dead without any cool music, and maybe Jerry Garcia, because they've been playing probably about longer without Jerry Garcia than with Jerry Garcia. But anyways, every Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., the Top Hat will host this, and you get a little punch card, and if you fill out the punch card, you're going to go into one of their fabulous shows for free. There's the new to Medicare workshop. I was about to say mediocre. Sorry. It's at 6 p.m. at the University Gallagher Business Building. It's across from the old piano building, which they won't call it piano building because it is a piano building. It's the music building, and it's happening today and Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. for those approaching the age of 65 or eligible for Medicare due to disability. And you can find out more information at newtomedicare.eventbrite, not with the GHT, but with the BRITE.com. And then there's SIN. It's Service Industry Night. So if you have, if you work in the service industry, you are allowed to have a special menu, exclusive menu at Plonk tonight at 6 p.m. And yeah, I mean, it's great for people who work in the service industry, and then they can just like complain to each other about just how terrible I am at giving tips. There's the Grizzlies of Pilgrim Creek at 7 p.m., University of Montana. An unforgettable evening with acclaimed wildlife photographer Tom, I'm going to butcher that name, I'll just say it's a photographer named Tom, and he's he's not award-winning author, but there is also award-winning author Todd Wilkinson presenting their new book and discussing the implications of removing Endangered Species Act protections from grizzly bears in the Yellowstone regions. And that's going to be at the North Uri Underground Lecture Hall. So if you don't know where the Uri Lecture Hall is, it's underground near the science building at the University of Montana. So if you're at the Oval, you look at the main hall, the clock tower. You look at it, look to your right, and just walk down, and you'll be able to see it. It's like a little brick square. You go through the door and put you downstairs, and you're pretty much there. There's doors on either side. So there's the Richmond Thompson Trio, and that's happening 8 p.m. at the Wilma Theater, and then Blues Monday at the Badlander at 9 p.m. And that's all you got to do. That's all of the events that are happening on Monday. You can learn more information about by logging on to MissoulaEvents.net. But without further ado, we have the one, the only Asaph Adonai on musical notes. Take it away, Asaph.
Okay.
How'd you like the introduction?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, what I was going to say, before there was Mitch Buchanan, the lifeguard on Baywatch, and before there was Michael Knight in the Knight Rider with his supercar kit, there was Dr. Snapper Foster from The Young and the Restless. And of course, we're talking about the man nicknamed to the world as the Hoff. And we're talking about the one and only David Michael Hasselhoff, known to the world as David Hasselhoff, or the Hoff. Isn't that cool to have a nickname like that?
Yeah.
You have a one-name nickname, you know you're cool.
Well, some nicknames are fairly lazy, as in like, I don't want to say Hasselhoff, let's call him Hoff. I was like, okay.
I just think that's a cool nickname, that Hollywood has given him. But anyway, talking about David Hasselhoff, he is an American actor, singer, producer, and businessman. Now, he has multiple Guinness World Records, being the most watched man on television, for one. And talking about accomplishments here, getting back to the Baywatch series, when that show first aired in 1989, it was canceled after one season, but persistence paid off because David Hasselhoff believed in the program at the time. He invested his own money and insisted that the rerun profits be given to him when they did a second attempt. And on the second attempt of Baywatch, it wound up airing for 11 years, and it is still to this day viewed in 140 countries around the world, with 1 billion viewers each week, giving Hasselhoff a fortune of $100 million. Can you believe that?
He doesn't have to work ever again.
Well, no, but he still works in.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just such a popular actor. He always has been. In '96, he was given his star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's done shows like SpongeBob, you know, lending his voice to it.
And just actually being in it.
Yeah. And of course, it would be impossible to do all the other accomplishments and television shows that this man has done. We got that clip?
Yes.
Let's go back in time.
I don't know how I could ever thank you for what you've done for him.
Well, we got every reason to believe Chuck's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Thanks to you.
This is he as a young man playing Dr. Snapper Foster on The Young and the
After
Restless.
all that trouble that I caused you and Chris.
I'm sure when he looks back now, he says, I can't believe I've done that show.
There's definitely a lot of whispering.
Yeah. But anyway, some people just have humble beginnings, and I think that this is about as humble as they get for this actor here. But his biggest claim to fame, obviously, the best for last, playing Michael Knight in the Knight Rider series. And president of NBC at the time, Brandon Tartikoff, persuaded Hasselhoff to play this character, Michael Knight. And this show ran from 1982 to 1986. And what was cool was that car kit. It was similar to Speed Racer. The car could just do all kinds of
everything.
Tricks. Yeah, like the car could talk, shoot missiles, all kinds of things, just getting the bad guys. And another thing that was good about this show, nobody ever died on that show.
Oh.
Yeah, if you really watch the series.
Not even the bad guys?
No, David Hasselhoff's character wanted to make a difference.
Oh.
And so Michael Knight did. You know, he just went around catching bad guys all the time on that show, but nobody ever gets killed on that series, and nobody ever drowns on Baywatch. So I think that's kind of cool that have some shows with a premise where they do good things without people losing their lives. So my hats off to the Hoff. He's also done like talent shows like NBC's America's Got Talent and things like that. But he'll always be remembered as Michael Knight.
Nice.
So I'll end it on that note.
Well, thanks, Asaph. That was Musical Notes with Asaph Adonai. Stay tuned. We have them every day between events. And continuing on with events, here is all of events that are happening tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just like, I didn't know you were gonna play something. I was just like hoping you would. I'm just like, I'm constantly testing Asaph. With Noel's not here, I'm constantly like talking to Asaph and just like testing him. Go.
Okay.
I don't know. Now here is your Tuesday events. Let's start with some family fun time at the Y. So that's the YMCA, just off Russell at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. They believe families need a place to play together, and Family Fun Time at the Y provides an indoor, all-weather place where parents are welcome to join in the fun. Activities include two bounce houses, wow, an indoor tricycle riding track, oof, had trouble with that one. There's a tumbling mat, softy hockey, soccers, and much more. Softy hockey is like hockey, but probably with less nosebleeds and losing teeth, but that's stereotyping. Hockey's awesome. Tiny Tales at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's from birth to 36 months or 3 years. You know, once you get past like 20 months, once you get to 2 years old, you cannot say months anymore. It's ridiculous. But I'm not going to get on this right now. Tiny Tales is happening. They read stories, finger plays, and all that stuff, and that's happening at the Missoula Public Library tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. It's for the little ones who like to be read stories, and you can do that anytime because it should be on the Dragon Rung unless otherwise specified. There's Pig community night with the Clark Fork Coalition, and it's going to be hosting at the notorious PIG, which is just off of Main Street. Yeah, you really can't miss it. It's like that turnoff when you're going down to Karis Park, and it's like right there, and you can be like, oh, notorious PIG. Never been there, but it's right there, and the donation is 50%. The restaurant is donating 50% of the proceeds to the Clark Fork Coalition. So help them out. Yeah, it's happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then Shooting the Bull Toastmasters, it helps you speak well. And they have a Toastmasters Club where you can learn leadership development, public speaking, and meeting facilitation. Ooh, and grow your vocabulary. They meet every Tuesday, 12 to 1 p.m., so that's happening tomorrow. There's Muletastic Tuesdays, so if you want to drink maybe even before, you have the option. But then at the Montgomery Distillery, they do the Muletastic Tuesdays, and it's another community event that they give back to nonprofit organization. And that's basically happening all day from 12 to 8 p.m. So if you buy, it goes to a nonprofit. I'll tell you when it goes to MCAT, because that would be when we'll be hitting them hard. There's the Essential iPad, using your iPad for business, and this is at the Lifelong Learning Center at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Your iPad is more than just a toy or glorified email checker. Discover many other ways to use this amazing piece of technology, because I use mine to do after-school flagship stuff. So every flagship Friday, I use my iPad or my iPhone and that kind of stuff. iPhone gives me stuff, and yeah, I mean, you just need an Apple ID, iPad Basics class, or iPad Experience. You have to have an iPad. Probably just have an iPad for like a week. You should know everything about iPad pretty much. And there's just to add more onto it. Basically, like you might learn how to like use like credit cards to swipe on that stuff. Maybe Uber. Maybe become an Uber driver, because that's all you really need is an iPhone or iPad. Okay, moving on to our next thing, happening on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. There's Young Adult Volunteer Orientation, and that's happening at the Missoula Public Library. So if you're a Ute and you want to become a young volunteer at the Missoula Public Library, they're having it 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, so like right after school. And then of course later there's the Lego Club, one of my favorite things of all time, because Legos are da bomb, and that's happening at 4 p.m. at the Frenchtown Branch Library. Let's see, that's happening from 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow at the Frenchtown Branch Library. Financial fitness class. So work out with set goals for spending and saving, managing debt, and learning other money management skills. Free child care is available in class, and $20 gift card. And it is good class, especially in this niche market of being in debt of the University of Montana, especially if you go here. And you can find out more information if you go to homeward.org. Yeah, they're usually here to talk about buying houses and stuff, but this is a great debt management resource, and you can call their number at 532-4663 with extension 10. The next event is at 6 p.m. and that's the Community Creative Writing Workshop. So I'm going to keep on looking down as I read more and more, because Noelle pretty much says this all the time. Oh, whew. So she basically doesn't even have to look down as much as she does anymore. There's the Community Creative Writing Workshop at the Missoula Public Library at 6 p.m. tomorrow, as well as traditional Irish music happening at Imagination Brewing Company at 6 p.m. So you can do maybe a little bit of both, be at two places at once, who knows. But then you can be at a third place at the same time, but doing the picking circle at 6 p.m. at the Top Angela. I don't know. Okay, I'm like swallowing air, it's weird. But there's the picking circle, so if you like bluegrass and you just like to jam with other bluegrass musicians, or you just like to throw in a little EDM in it, just like throw them off and whatnot, they're doing it at the Rised seating area at the Top Hat Lounge, where they just hang out and play. There's System Check at the Missoula Public Library, so these are for people who'd like to go to the public library and play video games. And it's for ages 19 and under, and you get to play your favorite video games, Minecraft, Super Smash Bros, and Mario Kart. The best thing from Nintendo, pretty much. And then of course we have Settlers of Catan, which is probably a popular board game. Join Missoula Public Library on Tuesdays in the Youth Service Department for System Check. And then of course sushi and sake pairing and Sushi Hana I just want to give up and just walk off the set, like it was like that. Take it away, Asaph. No, just kidding. But there's Sushi Hana downtown, and they basically are doing a sushi sake pairing, and with special guest Monica Samuels. That name totally sounds like she knows a lot about sake and stuff. She's from Vine Connections, and she'll be bringing 6 unique sakes that will pair perfectly with the accompanied dishes. Ooh. And then gaming for grown-ups. So if you are not 19 and under, they have 19 and up or 20 and up for people who are gamers and who do not want to be defeated by kids younger than them, because trust me, kids who play video games at 10 and 11 are already better at video games than the adult you right now watching this show. And that happens from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. in the large meeting room at the Missoula Public Library. And of course, Bugs and Brews, Native Bees of Montana at 6:30 p.m. and it's at the Missoula Insectarium, and that's for $5 and includes 2 drink tickets. So you get a drink and learn about bugs. Isn't that awesome? But of course, that's happening tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. and it's upstairs of the Spectrum Discovery building, just behind Elks Lodge. And then there's at 7 p.m. at the Missoula Senior Center, where Asaph goes to play if you're lucky enough to catch him. They have the African dance class at 7 p.m. at the Missoula Senior Center, and this lady is hardcore. She's been doing this for like over 15, 20 years, and she does all this like African dance for seniors or anybody who wants to show up there at 7 p.m. It's $10 per class or $35 for 4 classes, so you save $5 on a class if you sign up for all 4 classes. So there's a balanced view 60 orientation at Buttercup Cafe at 7 p.m. tomorrow as well. A new way of empowering the later years through social network of support and accessing the natural intelligence, true wisdom for the benefits of all. So if you want to go to an orientation, find out what exactly that is, and then you can tell me, that'd be great. So, Ralphie May, comedian, he's a fat comedian. He talks about, just like life and whatnot, and he's going to be at the Wilma Theater tomorrow at 8 p.m. So doors open at 7, so on and so forth. I think it's like $20-25 for a ticket or more. Right? I think it was like $35. But anyways, he's a comedian. If you want to laugh, he's funny. Go to it. Wilma tomorrow, 8 p.m. And then there's square dancing at the Top Hat Lounge, and it's every first Tuesday of every month. Put on your dancing shoes or boots. And get yourself down at the Top Hat for a square dance featuring live old-time string band music. So yeah, that is all I have for events, courtesy of Noel McAvoy. There we go. Thank you.
Yay, switching.
TriCaster, I love you so much sometimes, especially when you don't work. And you're not working, kind of. So it's just acting really slow. So, of course, as always, you can find out more information by logging on to our website, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula, and you can also go to our website, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. Again, I'm getting really distracted because I'm trying to end the show over here while also trying to exit the show right here. So you can follow us on Twitter, you can like us on our Facebook page, you can also find out more information about Missoula Community Access Television by logging on to Missoula Community Access Television, by logging to MCAT.org. Wow, I'm just like really distracted when something goes wrong, and I don't have Noelle to help me here. But I just hope that she'll be back next this Wednesday, and if you want to be on our show, if you have a upcoming event, cause, or rally, or political statement you want to do, you can come on to our show. Our number is 542-6228, otherwise known as 542-MCAT, and you can also email us mcat@mcat.org. So take it away.